my genitals changed
Mhm.
and I lost all this muscle.
Yeah.
And then my pelvic pain fully came back. And this time the pelvic pain was different. It wasn't like a sharp burning pelvic pain. It was like a
Mhm.
whole, like, it was mixed. It was like muscle issues, all this stuff, like pretty bad pelvic pain. I couldn't sit properly.
Yeah.
Um, Went to a couple doctors. I went to a urologist here in New York. He didn't really believe in post-finasteride. I have these rashes that come on my skin now, like
Okay.
random, like it just starts bleeding, like random like skin rashes, like dry skin.
Yeah.
And then the sexual function has regressed. So then I went to like one specific doctor in the U.S. who believes in PFS. I went
Right.
to him. Like I flew out to see him. And he just says take Cialis, do pelvic floor physical therapy, and like see a therapist.
All right. Hey, everyone. This is Mark Millick with the Moral Medicine YouTube channel. So today I have the pleasure of speaking to Chirag. So Chirag is a PFS patient that's had PFS for about 9 months now, and he's here to tell his story. So Chirag, thanks so much for joining us, man.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, man, I always kind of kick off these podcasts the same way, but do you mind giving me your age and then kind of give me a rundown of what your life was like before you developed post-finasteride syndrome?
Yeah, so I'm 28 years old. I had a honestly, I had no issues in my life before. Like I was at a job, career I really liked. Had a lot of friends. Was physically fit. Like had goals,
Hmm.
professionally, socially, physically. That I was just progressing through, just usual stuff
Yeah.
in life in mid late 20s. So yeah, man. I mean, we all have challenges, but you know,
Right.
all of that was nothing in comparison to what I'm going through right now.
I get it, man. You're kind of living the standard professional life of a 28-year-old, right? I mean, you got goals, you have ambitions, and then you get hit with this out of nowhere. So, give me a rundown, man. I mean, I guess when did you decide to start taking the medication? I'm assuming you took it for hair loss. Can you kind of give me a rundown of when you took it and how you got prescribed the medication?
Yeah. So yeah, I was taking it for hair loss. I started taking it in June of 2023.
Okay.
And so I had done my research before. Like I had friends who take finasteride,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and like I wasn't like the first person in my friend group who started taking it. I know guys like I went to college with, coworkers,
Hmm.
like good friends who had
Yeah.
been on it for years, and they didn't have any issues. Um, I did research on like YouTube, Google, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
Um, and I guess there was this one YouTube channel, like most viewed videos on YouTube and
Hmm.
content that comes on finasteride
Hmm.
essentially says that post-finasteride syndrome is not real. Or at
Right.
least that was the case in 2023. So
Right.
like there's like board certified doctors who were essentially saying like they don't really believe in post-finasteride syndrome,
Hmm.
or they just say the side effects are so insignificant. There was
Hmm.
one particular channel that actually was kind of like what convinced me. It was the hair loss show on YouTube, where
Yeah.
there's two doctors
Two
in
Australian doctors, right?
Australian doctors, and
Yep.
that was the most viewed video related
Hmm.
to finasteride on
Hmm.
YouTube. So if you just Google or if you search finasteride on YouTube, that is the first one that's going to come up.
Right.
And these were doctors who said like who essentially said post-finasteride syndrome is not real. So
Right.
after that, I got kind of convinced like okay, it's probably not a big deal. Um, and I have a couple. I have plenty of friends who are on it. I was like, and like I was talking to my friends, and they were like, yeah, they didn't think it was real, and like, how could
Hmm.
a drug be on the market for this long, be FDA approved, all that sort of stuff, and
Right.
have like all these sorts of like really crazy side effects? There's probably
Right.
something wrong with the person. So
Yeah.
I felt pretty good about taking it. So I got it through Hims,
Okay.
and when you sign up on Hims. Yeah, I mean, Hims just gives it out like candy. Like there's no
Yeah.
process for it,
Yep.
and it's delivered to your door.
Hmm.
And so I didn't know at all what I was getting into, to
Hmm.
be honest.
Yeah.
Um, So what happened was I started taking it March of 2023.
Okay.
I took one pill a day for 10 days, and then I
Hmm.
got side effects. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just stop taking this. Um, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, things were back to normal. It was
Okay.
mostly like sexual side effects that I got. So
Hmm.
then I was like, okay. So then I didn't take it for a few months, and then like that's when I got like I did more Googling, YouTube, and I made the mistake. I thought it was a dosing issue that my
Sure.
body just wasn't that I just took too much. Like
Hmm.
it was a dosing issue, and
Hmm.
this was like the huge mistake. And I felt like if there's more education related to this, I could have probably been saved from the syndrome because then I wouldn't
Hmm.
have taken it again. So then I went back on June of 2023 at 0.25 milligrams a day, or 0.25 milligrams 3 times a week.
Okay. Real low.
Eh,
Real low
Yeah,
dosage.
real low, and I felt fine. Like it's like maybe like a little bit less libido, but everything was fine.
Yeah.
I did 0.25 milligrams a day for like 3 or 4 months, and then in October, so it was like June to September, I was doing 0.25 milligrams a day 3 times a
Hmm.
week, and then
Hmm.
October I started at zero point 0.5 milligrams,
Okay.
3 times a week. I did that October and November, and then right, kind of like end of November of 2023, I started like getting like I stopped getting my morning erections. So I was like, this is a little weird.
Okay.
Um, and so I took it for like about a month, and then I just stopped taking it. So
Hmm.
December, like January 1st, 2024 is when I stopped taking it, like
Okay.
completely. And
Hmm.
um, I was just like I had less libido, but like still felt normal. But then I stopped getting morning erections. So I was like,
Hmm.
um, I'll stop taking it. And what also influenced me is honestly just people on Twitter at that time, X, were
Yeah.
speaking out against finasteride. So this was in January 2024 when I started seeing posts on Twitter saying like against finasteride. So I was like, okay, I'm
Okay.
not taking this anymore. So
Yeah.
that combined with like actual posts from people who have taken it,
Hmm.
or not who have taken it, but who like prominent health influencers on Twitter. Like
Right.
they were saying I wouldn't take finasteride in any form. So I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm out. So I stopped taking it January 1st, 2024. About 2 weeks later, I felt like I got a morning erection. Like I woke up with a morning erection,
Okay.
and and things came back. So
Hmm.
I was like, it felt like whatever was being inhibited before was turned on, and
Hmm.
so every month I was like slowly getting better,
Okay.
and then in April, 3 months after taking the drug, I got this burning pain in my pelvic area,
Wow.
like sharp burning pain in my pelvic region.
Hmm.
Um, like probably around my prostate is what I would guess at.
Okay.
I had that for about 2 months, April and
Hmm.
May, where
Hmm.
it would just like the pelvic pain would just come in and out.
Okay.
Then in June, I the pelvic pain for the most part went away,
Hmm.
and then uh, I suddenly had like crazy high libido. So like six
Hmm.
months after getting off the drug. So I was
Okay.
like, okay, like I'm probably fine now. It just took 6 months for the drug to wash out of my system. I was on
Sure.
it for 7 months continuously. Like
Hmm.
it just took 6 months for the drug to wash out.
Right.
So I had very high libido. Um, and then like after some sexual activity, I crashed. Um, I remember that day distinctly. It was like
Hmm.
July 9th, 2024,
Hmm.
and it felt like something just turned off. Like, and I immediately knew I was screwed. Like, I immediately knew
Yeah.
this was not normal. Like,
Right.
it was 27. Like, I knew my body at that point. Like, I've
Yeah.
had sexual activity. I've been in the gym. Like all that sort of stuff. I was in shape.
Right. Right.
Um, July 9th, something just turned off, like is the way that I describe it. It was like it felt like it didn't feel like something was like overheating, but it felt like there was a lot of movement somewhere in my pelvic region. Like it was just weird, and then
Hmm.
boom, it turned off. I was then literally impotent for 3 weeks, like no ability to get an erection for 2 or 3
Okay.
weeks, and then a slew of side effects then started happening. Um, a month later, in like the first week of August,
Hmm.
I started getting crazy insomnia. I literally didn't sleep for 10 days straight, like maybe 30 minutes.
Yep.
Um
I get that.
like it was hell. Like I've never experienced anything like that before. Like I was shit scared.
Hmm.
Um, and so it was at this time I started like Googling, researching online, like what was happening to me. I found Propecia Help, all the Reddit forums. Immediately knew I was fucked. Like I like
Hmm.
what was happening. My weights just like dropped in
Yep.
half. Like I'm not as strong as you, but I was benching like 185, and then it
Sure.
just plummeted to 135.
Hmm.
Um, and like I couldn't sleep. Uh, my genitals changed,
Hmm.
and I lost all this muscle.
Yeah.
And then my pelvic pain fully came back. And this time the pelvic pain was different. It wasn't like a sharp burning pelvic pain. It was like a
Hmm.
whole, like, it was mixed. It was like muscle issues, all this stuff. Like pretty bad pelvic pain. I couldn't sit properly.
Yeah.
Um, Went to a couple doctors. I went to a urologist here in New York. He didn't really believe in post finasteride, but
Yeah.
he knew about pelvic, like, so he said like, why don't I'll prescribe you Cialis and you can see a pelvic floor therapist.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and so I had all these like random, yeah. So those were the main issues. August and September. I
Yeah.
started pelvic floor therapy in October, and
Hmm.
that helped a little bit. Like it felt like
Hmm.
I was seeing a physical therapist twice a week.
Okay.
And then I started getting partial erections again. It started coming back after a
Hmm.
month of PT. So like by
Okay.
mid end of October, partial erections were coming back. I
Good.
like completely transformed my diet and sleep, or diet and exercise, took time off of work, and I was
Hmm.
like regaining the muscle that I had lost. Like so I
Awesome,
have
dude.
I'm not like fully back, but
Yeah.
like I'm at like I can bench like 170 again.
Good. That's awesome,
Uh,
dude.
yeah, so it's like that was happening, and then I just like a month ago I just crashed again, and I don't know why. So
Yeah.
it's like I felt like I was getting better. I was getting partial erections again. The pelvic pain was decreasing, and
Hmm.
then it's now like since December, January, I've had like I'm just getting new side effects, man. Like I think in the beginning I might have started off as a mild case where I
Hmm.
just had like something crazy for a month and a half, and I was
Hmm.
on an upward trajectory. But now I feel like I fully regressed. Like I get my bones creak like crazy. This started a
Yeah, I
month
get that.
ago, like
Hmm.
which is terrifying for me. Like
Hmm.
my knees, my shoulders, my jaw, my spine, my
Yep.
sleep has like now I can't sleep again. Like in
Yep.
October, November, I started being able to sleep 4 hours a night, then 6 hours a night, and I felt like I was pretty good at like 6 or 7. And then in the
Hmm.
past month and a half, I'm not able to sleep at all.
Yeah.
Um, I have these rashes that come on my skin now, like
Okay.
random, like it just starts bleeding, like random like skin rashes, like dry skin.
Yeah.
And then the sexual function has regressed. So
Mm.
yeah, I felt like I was getting better. I was going to heal out of it, and now it's been 9 months, about or 8.5 months since I crashed, July 9th of
Yeah.
2024, and so now it's like I don't know. Like I really don't know.
You feel like you're still kind of you're not progressing in the upward direction. You're just getting worse at this point. Is that kind of what I'm taking away from this?
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm
Okay.
getting like random. Like every month, it feels like there's a new side effect.
Man, I get that, dude. So I think there's a lot to unpack there, obviously. I think it's what's crazy is that our bodies are so hypersensitive at this point, right? So you were okay for a few months. I think you said you had some sexual activity in July, and that's when everything kind of kicked off again, right?
Yeah.
That's when it became worse. I don't, it's so weird. It's like we can't pinpoint exactly what the triggers are, but I've talked to a lot of guys who have that. I've had periods where for a couple of weeks I'm feeling decent, not great, but decent. And all of a sudden, I don't know if it's something that I ate or maybe orgasming or whatever it might be. And all of a sudden my
Yes.
body goes back to square one, man. It's absolutely insane. Uh, I want to touch on too. I mean, you did your due diligence as well when you were researching this drug. You know, you had friends that take it. I know people that take the drug. The two Australian doctors, the hair loss show, man, everybody watches them, I think, before they take finasteride. And you feel comfortable taking the medication at that point, you know?
Yes.
You got two board, I think they're board certified and or board certified dermatologists. And you take their word. They don't give you any reason to believe that post-finasteride syndrome exists, so you feel comfortable taking the medication. And you were also taking a low dose too. I think you said at one point you were taking 0.25 milligrams every
Yes,
day,
three
right? Yeah.
or three times a week, not even every day.
It was
0.25
three times a
milligrams.
week. That is super low then, man. And you only went down the dosage because you were experiencing side effects early on, right? Within the first 10 or
Yes.
15 days. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. So, let me ask this, man. You've obviously gone to doctors and doctors aren't really believing you at this point. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, the first doctors I went to did not believe me.
Yeah.
And so then I went to one doctor, like from like the PFS websites and stuff, who
Yeah.
was like on the board. And
Sure.
so then I went to him, and I'm like, I have a follow up, but
Yeah.
they're not really. Like, it's just like they'll give you Cialis and tell you to go home. Like they're not doing anything else. And if it and so my grandfather actually in India is a physician, so
Okay.
I went to India in December to see three different doctors there,
Hmm.
and none of them believed it either. And so it's like so it's like I tried the U.S. medical system. I went to like a good like one of the top doctors in New York.
Hmm.
He didn't believe it. So then I went to like one specific doctor in the U.S. who believes in PFS. I went
Right.
to him. Like I flew out to see him. End of the day, he just says take Cialis, do pelvic floor physical therapy, and like see a therapist. And then go home. And I've seen a
The,
lot of doctors at this point. I've probably seen five or six, and I'm not even trying to sound arrogant or anything, but it's
sure.
like at this point I know more than the doctor. Like I
Yeah.
ask him, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about
Right.
PEA? What about like HCG? What about
Hmm.
um like all these like testosterone, all these sort of
Right.
different stuff that people have tried. And like
Right.
my test levels are normal. Like
Yeah.
I'm 750 in test. So it's like
You're you're good. You're perfect. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like they don't want to prescribe me HCG because my test is already normal. So then it's like,
Yeah.
what do I do?
Yeah.
uh, like,
You're
am I
square
gonna
one,
roll
man.
the dice and just like self medicate myself? Which,
Yeah.
if we don't get any treatment, like, what choice do we have? We're just gonna have to solve our own problems, I guess.
I completely understand why people try to self-medicate and they try all these different extreme protocols to get themselves back to where they were because they're desperate. That's how desperate people are. They're willing to, inject, testosterone or I don't know all the different drugs. Proviron, I think, is another one. I don't even
Yes.
really know what they do. I just know people have tried these things. Some people have gotten better. Some people have gotten worse from taking them. But the best you're going to find in the medical system is that you have a doctor that believes you, and all they tell you is take some Cialis, which treats one of, in some cases, 25 to 30 symptoms, right? It's okay. So
Yes.
I guess we can try to treat this, which may or may not help. What about everything else? What about the muscle wastage? What about the cracking joints? What about the cognitive dysfunction? What about the body changes? I mean, it's like there's no answer for anything else, which is scary because I mean, like you said, where do you go from there?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. It's like we have to. It's just at this point, I don't feel like there's excuses for
Yeah,
not treating this now. Like if
right,
you've already have some patterns, just like either put in more research to find
right,
more markers, or like I don't know, like it's been like this for too long now. Like what more do we need? Are we waiting for to start treating? Like if you know you can help someone,
right,
why would you not?
right. I agree.
And especially something's low risk,
Hmm.
like low risk intervention, like what
Hmm.
can we do to like get that going? Like I don't care about money. I will pay
I
whatever
know.
to get better. Like I don't care. Like I want I want my life back.
I know, man. 30 years this drug has been on the market, and people have been dealing with this entire time, and nothing has been done. I mean, there are no excuses anymore for the medical system. This is a just this is disgusting, is what it is. And to your point too, I mean, you talk to any PFS patient, they're willing to pay anything, man. Give away all their money. I tell everyone all the time, I own three houses. I'll give away all my houses, my 401k, my job. I'll start from square one, man, ground
Yes.
zero, and build my way back up if you can just give me my health back and allow me to be where I was 4 years ago before I took this damn drug. Nobody here is looking for a lawsuit. Nobody here is looking for money. We're looking for our health back. That's all we want.
Yes, yeah. I don't want money from anyone. I just want my life back. I don't care
Right.
about money. Money can be made, money can be lost. You get it back again. But I don't
Right.
want to feel like shit every day, like where I can't sleep.
I get it, man. I do get it. Let me ask you this, Chirag. Have you talked to your family about this?
I have. It's hard. It's hard because it's like they know I'm going through something and they don't know how to help. Um,
Right.
and so like they can't really help. Like they try to give me emotional support, like just think
Hmm.
positive. You'll get better. You'll get better. And I try I try to stay positive every day.
Right.
Have a good attitude, have a good mindset. But it's tough. Like they don't like seeing me like this. And then
Right.
I don't know. My personality has really changed
Yeah.
drastically after this. Like I'm angry all the time. Like my
Hmm.
fuse is so short. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I had like a vibrant social life. Um, and I've had to take a step back from that completely. It's almost like it's hard for people to understand what I'm going through, and I almost don't want to
Hmm.
tell them all the nitty gritties. So.
Right. Right.
Um, Yeah, it's really changed my life completely. At least for now.
I get that, man. And yeah, it's when you talk to people about it, it almost makes you feel more isolated because nobody understands what this is like, what you're going through. And you look like a healthy young dude. I mean, you don't look sick, and people say the same thing about me, but you know what you're going through with your body. I mean, you lost weight, you lost muscle, you lost the ability to bench 185. You have insomnia. At one point you said you didn't sleep for 10 days straight. I know how horrific that can be. And for people not to really understand that, it sounds like your family at least believes you, though, right? They know you're
Yes.
going through it. Okay, that's a big
Yeah.
step in the right direction, man.
They didn't believe me in the beginning, but
Yeah,
now, honestly, through all the awareness that you're
yeah,
doing,
yeah.
and like now I can actually send them a YouTube video from a
Beautiful.
board certified physician, the
Right,
handful that are making videos. Like,
right.
that's it. Before
Yeah,
those videos,
yeah,
no one would believe me. So it's
yeah,
like it's actually like a huge change, I think, in the past even 4 months,
yeah.
honestly,
Absolutely.
4 to 6 months. So like before they had a video of an actual doctor saying
Hmm.
speaking about PFS, they would not have believed me. It's only
Right.
now when there's a board certified physician who says uh who believes PFS is real, now like people are starting to come around it. So yeah, it's kind of sad. Like they'll only believe you need someone with the white coat with the degree who
Right.
with the experience to come out and speak up, and then people will believe you. And that's why with this, I don't even think money is the issue for the syndrome. It's just people taking it seriously. Like if people took this seriously, first of all, I wouldn't have been in this situation. A lot
Yeah.
of us probably would not have been in this situation,
Right.
and this would be cured, like
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah.
I think $10 million, 5 years, this shit is cured.
Yeah. I,
Three
I, I
three
agree completely.
three doctors, one neuro, one endo,
Yeah.
one andronologist, ten
Right.
million dollars, 5 years. This is done.
I think that's very
Com-
well said, man.
complete. You don't need $100 million to cure this, and you don't need 50 people to cure this.
This is where I'll be honest, I hate the negativity at times because there's so many people saying this is going to take 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. We're going to need $100 million to fix this. I don't believe that. The issue is that nobody has put a whole lot of focus on this research. If we did, I absolutely believe we could find a biomarker. We could figure out how to treat it, develop some type of targeted, therapeutic. Uh, but what you're doing right now, Shrock, is the best thing you can be doing. Speaking out, talking about this, right? Because I've talked to a lot of people whose family didn't believe them when they had PFS, and then they showed them moral medicine, and they showed them all these videos of these people who are suffering with this. You look at the caliber of people who are speaking out on this channel. We're all young people, man. We're all young professionals on a good trajectory in life who got damaged by this drug. So people just need to keep speaking out, man, like you're doing. And I commend you for doing this, man. I know it's not easy, but it's what needs to be done to see serious change in this movement. So I know it's a lot, man. And you kind of already answered this question, but can you kind of describe the impact this has had on your life, your social life, your career, everything?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I used to be very ambitious before. I had
Hmm.
goals, I had dreams, I had things that I had wanted to do. And yeah, at this point it's just getting through the day. Like I take
Hmm.
it one day at a time.
Hmm.
Um not try to like stretch myself too thin, like
Right.
be calm. So I've really it's taken a big hit on my career.
Sure.
Um but it's taken a hit more with my relationships with my friends and family, just because
Yeah.
I can't do the things that I could do before. Like
Hmm.
I've had to take a step back socially, and
Yeah.
I think the reason why it's hard is because it's like a switch. Like this happens so quickly.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
it's not like a gradual demise. Like this is like it's like you got hit by a bus
Yeah.
and no one else can see it, and so you have to like reorganize your entire life. um and it's hard for people to understand that when you look when you physically look when you look fine, like it's
Right.
something inside your body, not
Hmm.
external facing.
Hmm. It is tough, man. I mean, yeah, my social life plummeted when I got this. And you mentioned it's so abrupt too, man. It is so abrupt. I mean, when I came off the medication, that's when probably 90 to 95% of my symptoms developed. And it was a matter of a couple weeks, maybe a month. And it just kept deteriorating from there. It was like waking up one day and just, I talk about this a lot, feeling lobotomized. And that was actually when I was still taking the medication. I was actually doing, yeah, I was dealing with the symptom, but it were kind of more intermittent. Like they weren't consistent, right? And then one day I wake up, it's like, whoa, everything shifted, and it's like it's never gone back to its original state. It's horrifying, dude.
No.
Um, well, Chirag, I really appreciate all that, man. I appreciate you coming on the channel and opening up and talking about your story. Before we hop off, do you have any closing statements you want to make or anything else you want to tell the audience?
Yeah, I mean, I would honestly like I commend Mark for all that he's doing. I know it's not easy doing this and going through this. Yeah, I think we just got to stay on the path, raise as much awareness as possible, get people interested, and then just don't lose hope. Like
Right.
we can figure this out. It sucks, it freaking
Yeah.
sucks, but um, yeah, I think we just need to keep on going.
Absolutely, man. Well said, Chirac. I really appreciate that, man. And yeah, I really believe, man, if we all collaborate as a community, we can move mountains, man. These aren't just isolated cases. This is affecting thousands of people worldwide. And I want to
Yeah,
see more people speak up, tell their story, and hold the system accountable for what they've done to us. We deserve treatment. We deserve help. So, really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. And we'll see everyone next time.